Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I'm here to communicate on spiritual ascension path, which is not to allow ourselves to be distracted by this illusionary matrix, this shadow matrix that is going on, and we're about to be free from that. And it is important to not see the mistakes in others, to forgive, to see that all is one consciousness. And if you do not see the mistakes in others, your own mistakes will not appear so proeminent. So it's about seeing a world as sinless, the world as perfect. See the perfection, no matter what anybody is doing. Do not take it personally. Do not go into us and them and unify. Just see them as perfect. Trust everybody. Not in with lucidity, of course, but do not blame or judge anybody else, no matter what they're doing. Just see the light within them. For what we seek is to feel good. Feeling good is the key, and for that we need to learn to utilize our focal point to find things that feel good when we don't, in order to bring us back to the feeling good, in order to be in a receptive mode so that we can receive what we've been asking for. There is a little exercise. That was communicated by angels. First is there's three forces that we can use. We can do it more than once actually. First thing is we call on the Archangel Zadkiel and Lady Amethyst to bring the energy to assist us in this transmutation with the divine violet light of fire of transmutation, and then to allow to be within ourselves and within our aura, or within the planet even, but within us already, and to utilize the violet fire to consume all the areas of darkness, the fears, the doubts. And then we want to call on the Bee Collective. The Bee Collective is a gift from Venus, and to communicate, to integrate this pink light of love, the divine feminine. It's a very advanced, intelligent collective of spiritual collective within nature. This Bee Collective, I even had a past life where I love the bees. I used it as my symbol. So this Bee Collective is very powerful to call on them. It's a very they go to the flowers and they're turning something very bitter into something very sweet, the honey. So turning bitterness into sweetness. And then we call on the solar logos, we call on the sun. The sun is the collective soul. It is the guardian of the collective soul. It is God to the physical universe. It provides light, it provides heat, it provides love, it provides all that we need in order to be able to exist in this physical realm. For it is not God, but it is the highest physical, is the most advanced physical beings, that the most representative of divinity, for it shines and it gives out. It doesn't ask for anything, and everything goes around it. So we want to turn into this solar frequency, these solar logos, Helios and Vesta. There is countless solar beings who lives within the sun as well, and eventually we learn to bring down those solar discs, to bring this solar disc. You can, for Egyptian gods, when they came down, they all had those solar discs, so they wouldn't get distracted by the matrix. Once you have your solar disc, you're in everything shines from that light, from that sun, and then you return to Zadkiel and Amethyst. You go back to the Bee Collective and you return to the solar logos. You anchor those three energies, which and then when you're comfortable, you go into your crystal pyramid of light. You imagine a crystal pyramid of light. And you go in there. It's a fifth dimensional matrix construct, and in there you will see there is many things in this. There is many guides and spirit, and there's God, and there is all kinds of wonderful things. You cultivate this connection to your crystal pyramid of light, and there is this fountain of emerald heart that comes from the heart, this emerald liquid light of healing. And you go and drink from your meditation. You go into the fountain. You take an angel will bring you a cup, and you fill the cup, and you drink it. You drink this emerald light, and you feel it coming into your body, and you do that every day. You go to regenerate your physical body, those divine nectars. And you will see that also there is in this pyramid of light, there is the crystal table. And this crystal table, you will return, you will cultivate that connection. And when you need work, you just lay down on the table, and there are angels that are come and align your chakras, that clean up all kinds of things to align, to upgrade all your physical and etheric and astral bodies, to align them. For we want to align the mental, the emotional, the physical, and the astral. And you can also use this crystal table to put all of your fears, your doubts, your negativity, your problems, everything in a bag, and you put it on the table, and then the angel will dissolve it. So it is for we do want to ask the angels to always call on them, to give them permission to cut out all the ties, to cut out, to clean us up, to put us in a white bubble of light, and to remove all those things that are no longer needed. And so work with your crystal pyramid as you feel comfortable when you're ready to do it. Or another bridge to the higher planes is the tree collective. The trees are advanced, very beautiful universal beings, and they have part of their reality here in this physical realm, but their consciousness is already in the new earth, in the higher planes. So because the perfection cannot be truly achieved here in the third dimension. Wisdom cannot truly be understood. Harmony can never really be achieved. No matter how perfect we get, there is always, since it is always moving forward, there is always disharmony that is coming, always imperfection that is coming. But yet it is about cultivating the sense of harmony, this feeling of joy, this feeling of love, that eventually we move forward on the spiral of ascension, and then we'll find that we exit the third dimension and we traverse the fourth dimension to achieve that point of connection in the fifth dimension. For our soul is actually far greater than what we experience here. This home, this earth is not our home. It is our working place. For our home is the universe. We've been incarnating in many planes, in many dimensions. We're all different. We all had a different history, but we all have those cosmic connections. And so we know that there is a part of you that exists already in the fifth dimension, in the sixth dimension, in the seventh dimension, in the eighth dimension, ninth dimension, 10th dimension, 11th dimension, 12th dimension, and all those bodies will eventually come aligned. And as you accept the fact that there is a part of you that resides in all those higher planes, then there is a part of you that is here down here, become aware of that, and then so there is an awareness that is created, and then those parts of you are able to communicate with you, and you become more integrated with all, because we need to utilize all of our soul, more and more of our soul frequencies. For even on this planet, we had many past lives where we achieved great things, and now we don't need to relearn those things. We just need to draw on the experience that we had at the time. And so it is about integrating the Akash. So I'm going to pull a few cards with the Akash, which is we're getting more aware of this Akash. And for the highest wisdom today is anger and alimentation. It's about becoming master of our desire. It's not being to allow our senses, our physical senses, to control us, and to utilize good food as much as possible to nourish ourselves from positive emotion and positive food. What we need to understand is figure of authority. No one is here to tell you what you should think or believe. No guru, no teachers, no political leader, no spiritual leader. You are the master of you. So know yourself, and be an authority on yourself. Then you will be given power to assist the world in finding this harmony and their own self-empowerment. What we need to do is the great priest or priestess. There is great powers that are returning to us now, and so they're not fully integrated, but they're coming, and so it's like, and we've already been informed. We have a sense of what is coming very soon, and so it is a great joy to return. We're developing new spiritual senses and powers, but we're also retrieving all spiritual powers that we had in past lives. So those we don't need to work all that much. We just need to remember. And the outcome is love that is not shared. When love is not shared, it's because love is conditional. So we want to love unconditionally. We can always let go. So we love yourself first. Give yourself the love you seek. For why would you not want to give yourself love? You are worthy of love. You are love. Repeat that to yourself. So even if the certain relationships are not reciprocate it, it's because it's not the time, or because the connection is not there, or because it's a catalyst for growth. So just let it go and trust. Continue to cultivate the light within yourself, and the outcome will be to forgive and let go of all the persecution and inquisition, because we live in a world that needs to be. Everything will be discharged. Everything, and the Spirit was telling me this morning that in the future the demons will no longer be. There will be no more demons. What I mean by demons is those negative distractions that happens within the mind. Everybody's have to deal with that. Socrates was explained that everybody's got a dark. There is this this ignorant part of ourselves which opens the possibility for negative thoughts. But whenever they come, just disengage with that. Call on the angels to liberate yourself, and focus on joy and love. For the angels, call on the angels all the time if necessary to disengage, because we're very sensitive and we're becoming one. And just sometimes just by talking to someone who has negativity or fear and doubts, and if there is a little, even a known fear or doubt within yourself, it will attract it and make it grow and bigger. So do not cultivate those energies. Even crossing someone on the street that you don't talk, you may pick up some of that. And so it's about focusing on joy and love, and asking the angels to be disengaging from all that, to cut out all the cords, to transmute all the negativity, to be elevated into this state of joy and freedom and purity. And the outcome is karmic relation. It means we all have karmic contract, and so we are fulfilling those contracts. And even those people that we do not see as positive in our life are playing a very important role. We are calling on them. Do not see their mistakes. It is only the transformation has to be made. It's all leading you to finding your power, so you will not be triggered by those negative people and things. You will be able to be fully in your own power. So that is really the point of this or finding this unity, and not seeing the world as perfect. One unity consciousness. There's no good or bad. It's just one universal consciousness that is growing and evolving, and you are one of countless fragments of that energy, of that source. And so you want to self-determine into this light and this position of light and love. For the mind is the primary obstacle to the evolution. But you want to trust your intuition and always return to center and stillness and silence. It's very important to do that many times every day. And if you're always on the phone, always on the computer, always with earplugs, we're missing. We'll never find the silence. So it's about finding this time. It doesn't mean we don't want to use those tools, but give ourselves the time to connect to the silence within. And so this is what I wanted to talk about essentially. Let me see if there was any more note. Yes, and another thing is there is three frequency of light that we want to master and channel. One is the silver light of the divine feminine, the Sophia, the golden light of the divine masculine, the Christos, and the platinum light, the unification light, the world. And so those lights are very, very potent and powerful. They are eternal frequency of love and light. So you want to cultivate that, call on them, visualize them, and work with them. And do not forget to go drink your emerald nectar each and every day in your pyramid of light. So I'm going to sing a song to finish. The paintings behind me, this is about the new Earth. It's an older painting, but it shows about the Earth like she felt like she was the only planet in creation. It's like, it's the illusion of the quarantine that the Earth is like the only planet in the whole universe where there is life. For a long time, people believe that. And so it's like she's a bit lonely, but she's beautiful. And now there is this reconnection that is happening. And this is about the 7 families of spirit beings with the deities. The super-personal, the pre-personal, the unrevealed beings, the finalitas, the transcendental, the Trinity origin beings with the supreme Trinity origin being and coordinated Trinity origin beings, the experiential deity with the supreme, the ultimate, the absolute, the supreme spirits, the sons and daughters of God with the paradise sons, those that are revealed, the Michael, Avonol, and Deneol, the universe descending sons, the Michael, the Melchizedek, the Varonandek, Lanonandek, and life carriers, and this is where we are for the fused mortals. So we belong to the ascending sons of God, and then the trinitized sons of God, and then the personalities of the infinite spirits, the universe aids, the permanent citizens of the universe, the courtesy colonies, and the universe power director, power centers, and energy controllers. So I'm going to finish with a song. It's a song that speaks about when you isolate yourself, you can forget your name, and you have there's no one to give you pain. But now we live in society, so it's important to know that we're never alone, we're never disconnected. We want to call on the angels and ask them for this elevation, to this freedom. It's an old song. It goes like this. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all of life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rings. The first thing I met was a buzz with a fly, and the sky with no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sound. I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It feels good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. After 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began to turn red. After 3 days in the desert fun, I was looking at the river bed. The story he told of a river that flowed made me sad to think it was dead. I've been through a desert when a horse with no name. It feels good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. After 9 days I left the horse ran free, 'cause the desert had turned to sea. There were plants and birds and rocks and things, and the sand and hills and rings. The ocean is a desert with a life underground, and the perfect disguise all above. Under the cities lies the heart made of ground, but the human will give no love. I've been through a desert on a horse with no name. It feels good to be out of the rain. In the desert you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La 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 la. La 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 la. Well, that's a great song. I forgot to sing it, but so yeah, true wisdom, true harmony, and true peace will be achieved once we achieve the fifth dimension. But it's really what we need to cultivate in order. And when we find it, we're no longer in the third dimension. We're already in these higher planes, even if our physical bodies still reside in this plane. So the card of the day is the wonderful card, the card of completion, the Four of Gabriel. After the effort, the recomfort. You are harvesting the fruits of your labor. Get rid of the situations that are still bothering you. So it's very much about letting go of those things that are still there, that needs to be let go, and then to enjoy the fruits of all this work that has been done to move into this state of grace. And we're very close. So I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you very much, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.